10 real-life haunted places in America that will send chills down your spine. The Stanley Hotel, Estes Park, Colorado. Built in 1909 as a luxurious mountain retreat, the Stanley Hotel is best known as the inspiration for Stephen King's The Shining. But long before the horror novel, guests were already reporting unsettling activity. From phantom piano music playing in empty rooms to shadowy figures lurking in the hallways, this hotel is filled with spectral energy. Some say the ghost of Flora Stanley, the original owner, still plays the piano in the dead of night, while others claim to hear the laughter of unseen children running through the halls. The Queen Mary, Long Beach, California. Once a luxury ocean liner and later a WB 2 troop transport, the Queen Mary has a long history of mysterious deaths and ghostly encounters. Docked permanently in Long Beach, this massive ship is now a floating hotel and one of the most haunted places in America. Visitors report seeing an unknown woman in a white gown appearing near the ballroom, while the engine room is haunted by a crew member who was crushed to death by a door. Strange noises, sudden cold spots, and ghostly whispers are common experiences on board. Eastern State Penitentiary, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Built in 1829, this abandoned prison once housed some of America's most notorious criminals, including Al Capone. The prison was known for its harsh solitary confinement, where prisoners were kept in near total isolation, leading many to lose their minds. Today, Eastern State is open for tours, but many visitors claim to hear disembodied whispers, footsteps, and ghostly cries echoing through the empty cells. Some have even seen shadowy figures darting down the hallways, as if the tortured spirits of former inmates still remain trapped within its walls. The Myrtles Plantation, St. Francisville, Louisiana. This 18th century plantation is infamous for being one of the most haunted homes in America. The most chilling spirit here is Chloe, a former slave who was supposedly caught eavesdropping and had her ear cut off as punishment. Seeking revenge, she allegedly poisoned a birthday cake, killing 2 children and their mother. But the crime was discovered, and Chloe was hanged by the other slaves. Guests at the plantation have reported seeing her ghost wandering the property, sometimes appearing in photographs wearing a green turban. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, Louisville, Kentucky. Originally built in 1910 as a tuberculosis hospital, Waverly Hills Sanatorium saw thousands of patients die slow, painful deaths due to the lack of medical treatment at the time. The facility had a body chute, a tunnel used to discreetly transport the dead away from the sight of patients. Today, the abandoned sanatorium is known for phantom voices, eerie laughter, and shadow figures lurking in the hallways. The most infamous spirit is Timmy, a ghostly child who loves to play with visitors by rolling a ball across the floor. The Crescent Hotel, Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Known as America's most haunted hotel, the Crescent Hotel was originally built in 1886 as a luxurious resort, but was later turned into a fraudulent cancer hospital run by a conman named Norman Baker. Patients seeking a cure were subjected to cruel and experimental treatments, leading to many deaths. The spirits of these victims are said to haunt the hotel to this day. Guests have reported seeing ghostly figures in the hallways, hearing voices whispering their names, and even spotting full-bodied apparitions in vintage hospital gowns. The Bell Witch Cave, Adams, Tennessee. One of America's most infamous ghost stories revolves around the Bell Witch, a sinister entity that haunted the Bell family in the early 1800s. Legend has it that John Bell was cursed by a witch named Kate Batts, who tormented him and his family with eerie voices, poltergeist activity, and terrifying visions. Even Andrew Jackson, the future U.S. president, reportedly encountered the witch and fled the area. Today, visitors to the Bell Witch Cave report hearing whispers, seeing shadow figures, and experiencing sudden, unexplainable chills. The Winchester Mystery House, San Jose, California. Built by Sarah Winchester, the widow of the famous gun manufacturer, this bizarre mansion was continuously under construction for 38 years. Sarah believed she was being haunted by the ghosts of those killed by Winchester rifles, and to keep them at bay, she built a labyrinth-like house with staircases leading to nowhere, doors opening into walls, and secret passageways. Paranormal investigators claim the house is filled with unsettled spirits, and visitors have reported disembodied footsteps, strange whispers, and cold drafts moving through the rooms. The Lizzie Borden House, Fall River, Massachusetts. On August 4, 1892, Andrew and Abby Borden were brutally murdered with an axe in their home. The prime suspect? Their daughter, Lizzie Borden, who was acquitted despite suspicious evidence. The house, now a bed and breakfast, remains a hotbed for paranormal activity. Guests have reported seeing shadow figures, hearing unexplained footsteps, and even waking up to whispers in their ears. Some claim to have seen the ghost of Lizzie herself, still lingering in the place where one of America's most famous unsolved murders took place, the Veliska Axe Murder House, Veliska, Iowa. One of the most disturbing unsolved crimes in American history took place in this small Iowa town in 1912. 8 people, including 6 children, were brutally murdered with an axe while they slept. No one was ever convicted, and to this day, the house remains a site of intense paranormal activity. Visitors who have dared to spend the night report hearing children's voices, objects moving on their own, and an overwhelming sense of dread. Some even claim to hear the faint sound of an axe striking wood, or something else. Would you visit these haunted places? These locations hold dark histories that continue to haunt them to this day. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the eerie encounters and unexplained phenomena reported at these sites are enough to give anyone chills. Would you dare to visit one of these haunted places? Let me know in the comments if you think you're brave enough.